Christmas is coming right around the corner and you want to decorate your house or your tree or your room, no matter what it might be. Now, you don't want to go buy new stuff. You want to use the old stuff that you've been using for the last decade because it still kind of works. So I'm going to be showing you an example that these fairy lights still work, but only the 2-pin plug that it normally had, that gave up because of numerous times putting it in and pulling it out of the socket. That just bent the cable and now it just completely doesn't work. But the lights itself over here, these bulbs, do still work. Now in some cases your lights maybe have connection problems, like let's say these two bulbs, right? Maybe between them is cut. So not to fret about that. All you do is grab your insulation tape, strip the wire, join it, twist it, and then put some of this around so you don't get shocked. Now let's talk about how we're gonna fix this Christmas lights with a new plug. Now most of these common Christmas lights have two ends, right? One is gonna act as your positive and negative. And at your local maybe hardware store, electrical store, you're gonna find a 3-pin plug like this. With this 3-pin plug, you can open the screw here, take this plastic out, and put one positive or negative into the two designated ports. And also the port might show you where the plus and minus is. So if you really look close at it, this is the live, this is the neutral. And also I'm going to be installing a switch. Now a switch is going to be useful in this case, so you don't have to keep on taking this plug in and out of the socket. The first thing we need to do is wire our switch. It's fairly simple. First we're going to unscrew the two screws on the back. Should come out fairly easy. These are star screws, but I'm using a flat screwdriver. The screw is so stubborn, doesn't want to come out. I think it's stuck. Okay, now that it's out, you're going to see these two inner screws as well. This is where you're going to put your wire to come in and wire coming out. Right, so now we're going to grab our Christmas lights. So our first thing we're going to do is we're going to strip a piece of wire, right, to maybe this length, and you're going to make it like a loop. Right. The loop's going to be looking like that. Well, make sure you twist it properly so the strands are not like all over the place. And once you make it a loop, you want to put it around your screw. Now this might be a little bit tricky to get it in the screw, but all you have to do is just unscrew a little. You don't want to take out the screw, you just want to loosen it. Okay, so to your off side of the switch, you're going to put your cable. Now it might not go in the first time you do it. This is the trickiest part. Actually putting the loop around the screw. You can also use your screwdriver to just guide it in, but I used my nail. And once it's around there, just tighten it. Tighten your screw to make sure it gets secured. And that one side is in. Now it's not going to come out. And your other side, you're going to need a cable. So you're gonna sacrifice one of these bulbs, right? Because you need the wire. We need one wire. So we're gonna sacrifice one of these bulbs to get a wire to come out. So it's gonna go out the plug right here. So I'm gonna cut our wire. I'll show you that in a second. Okay, I'm gonna cut maybe a fairly good amount, maybe like that much, I would say. Right. And you would need to strip it as well. So you can take your scissors or maybe like a sharp blade and just go around the wire like that. Might seem a bit tough, and then try to pull it. There we go. And what you're going to do is you're going to take your small piece of wire and you're going to make it a loop, right? So let's actually do that. Let's make a loop out of it. And you're going to do the same thing as you did for this side wire. You're going to unscrew it a little bit. Put your loop around. Make sure it grips. Then tighten it with your screwdriver to secure it in place. Just like that. Now that's not going anywhere. But I just want to make it secure a little bit more, so I just want to take it out because I want it to go under the screw. That's much better. So we did the positive side. Now we're going to do the negative. And the negative is quite easy. So now we have our one side of our Christmas light. Now I told you that these fairy lights have two sides. So the other side is here. Now this is going to run straight through the terminal over here. It's going to run straight through the terminal. And what you're going to do is you're going to strip this wire as well. Right here. You're going to strip it. Strip a fairly decent amount because you are going to be twisting and joining wires. So you would want a good amount. So all I'm doing is taking my scissors and I'm going around the blade. But I'm not putting too much of pressure where it might snip off the copper. Okay, I need to make a little bit more of a dent. Oof, this is a bit, oh, okay. Right, now we got our nice copper wire. And you're going to put it in your switch. It's going to run straight to another piece of wire. Like you're going to sacrifice another bulb to get this other piece of wire. And all you have to do is just make sure you take these two and just join them like that. Now this isn't necessary, let me tell you that. You don't have to cut the wire in this instance. You could have ran it straight through this cable into our plug. But I'm just showing you if you have another instance where you have to do this, then this is the other way. Right. Now that you got your wire in that, okay, so you're going to take a small piece of insulation tape, like this. And you're going to wrap it around. Now, As I said, this is not necessary to do. You could have ran the cable straight through instead of cutting the wire like this. But maybe you have another project that you're doing this for, so that's why we're doing it. Okay. Now what you want to do here is you want to place your wire in like this. So this is going to be our negative and this is going to be our positive. The one where the screw is. That's your positive. Once your wires are inside placed like this, now you can safely close your case with the screws. So just run the cables perfectly so it goes into the groove. Put your screws back in like that. Now you got two ends coming out. So you must remember which goes where when you are connecting the switch. So I already know that this side is the long cable is the positive and this one is the negative. Now I'm going to bring our switch over, unscrew the middle screw, flip it over, then you'll see the pins. So one side said it's live and the other side is neutral. So this is the live right here. Okay, so this side is my live and this side is my neutral. So before putting the wire in, you would just want to unscrew the top to make it loose so you have a gap like here so your wire can go in. Okay, once your wire is inside the slot, all you have to do is screw it to secure it in place. And you want to do that for the other side as well, the same thing we did. Only this time you're going to be using your negative wire. Make sure that there is a gap so you can slot your wire in. And once your wire is in, just screw it into place. So it looks something like that. Now this pin here is for the earth wire, but our cable doesn't require that. And you want to put your cover on. Okay. Just run your cables neatly so it closes properly. Then you want to put your screw back in the middle and just screw it quickly. And now your lights is complete. Now for the final moment of truth. I'm going to take our extension cable and we're going to plug it in. And here are our beautiful lights. And it works out of a switch. Off, on, off. Now if this video helped you, leave a like and thank you for watching.